Hey, welcome to
Doceree Dialogue,
a platform that unites industry leaders
come together and exchange ideas, innovation, and insights.
shaping the future of healthcare marketing.
Well, thanks again, Scott, for joining us. Appreciate your time. I hope you're enjoying the conference so far. It's a day one, right?
Fantastic. Yeah, day one.
Oh yeah, you got up early today.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Why don't we do this? To help kind of set things off, why don't we just start off with introductions? So when we start with your name, title, so on, and what do we do?
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Scott Phillips. I lead the real world data team at Diaceutics. We're a precision medicine company that thinks about lab and genomics data to power the engagement with physicians. I've been in the real world data space for the past 15, 20 years, focused in on how do you enable the development and commercialization of drugs through real world data.
Love it.
I spent time at Komodo, Coda, done product development, consulting, all in and about the real world data space.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sounds like an exciting time to be a part of data as well, right?
Absolutely. I remember when I started in real world data, it was how do you find this data? It wasn't even how do you use it. It was just finding data.
Yeah.
And now there is a treasure trove of data. There's limitless options of how you can actually leverage it and use it.
It is. And even when I think about data as a whole within this industry, I still think there's a lot of opportunity for improvement, right? And that's what we're talking about today in terms of our partnership and how we can connect that ecosystem together.
Absolutely. I mean, we're still in a world where claims data is everything. And while claims data is incredibly important,
Yep.
it's only one piece of the puzzle. Absolutely. We think about it as claims data is this end all be all of this data, but there's EMR data, genomics data, lab data, there's SDOH data. There's all this other type of data that provides value and completes that patient story.
Perfect. So I have a few questions for you just to help kind of set the stage. What really drew you to the conference here at First Pharma this week?
I mean, the ability to engage with these partners like Doceree to understand the future of physician engagement and understanding how we can drive adoption and utilization of new medications. And there's two conferences like this that have this type of audience.
Got it. Today, when you think about your data as a whole, let's talk about your key differentiators as a data partner here in the market.
Yeah, absolutely. So Diaceutics, our core bread and butter is laboratory and genomics-driven data. So we partner with over 600 different labs within the United States. We call this our DXR network.
Okay.
And through this network, we have brought in and aggregated, normalized, and standardized laboratory and genomic data, blended it using an AI multimodal-driven engine with claims and EMR data and RX data to create a full understanding of a patient's journey. We really started in the precision medicine space, thinking about oncology and rare disease, but we've really expanded beyond that and can touch any different type of disease with therapy.
Got it. And then when we think about the data today, how does that translate into an HCP? Since we're focused on HCP,
Absolutely. So in the HCP world, we're so accustomed to thinking about which doctors are treating patients with diabetes.
Right.
Well, what we know is that not all diabetes is the same. Not all disease is the same. And I like to think about it. The world of precision medicine is about getting to an N of one. How do we treat that one patient? How does an HCP be able to give the best option, the best treatment decision for that one patient that is in front of them at that moment? So genetic and laboratory data allows us to think about who are the HCPs treating uncontrolled diabetics, controlled diabetics, people who may progress into diabetes, the pre-diabetic population. So it's not just, is this doctor a binary stat in a claim, but it's bringing the understanding and context around the patients that doctor is treating at that given time, where you actually start to be able to develop really precise and customizable audience.
Right. No, that makes a ton of sense, and that resonates with us because everything that we do is really about the right time and the right message, right? So, as you know, when we deliver messages within the EHR, it's really about that patient experience that physician is having. So, having the data to power that experience and really kind of help them to be informed is really critical, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, as we start to think about activating the data, can you give us an example of outside of even the diabetic kind of example, or maybe even we can ride that chain? What are some ways that maybe a marketer can start to utilize this data to inform the messaging that they're making to
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the great sort of cases that we have found is this idea of the hidden screener, where when we rely on claims data, we're sort of blinding ourselves and biasing ourselves to the data that is in the claim.
Right.
And so one of the ways that we've seen it, and this is really across all diseases, is that there are a lot of patients that we can see the actual diagnostic testing data for, in which we know they have a disease. We know they're active diabetes. We know they have DMD. We know they are being treated for cancer.
Right.
But there's no accompanying claim within a 6-month time span, or if ever at all. So when a marketer is thinking about finding the right doctor at the right time, using one type of data set is really being very myopic to where you want to focus. So using the set of data allows you to say who's treating at that given time and find doctors who are just blind to the world of claims for whatever reason.
Got it. Can you expand on that? Like, how would one think about balancing how many data to use? Because just like with everything else, too much targeting can actually hamper their ability to succeed, right? Whereas too little targeting can also do the same. Like, what is the fine balance there?
Yeah, I think it's understanding first, what is your use case and what is the question that you are trying to solve? If you need to start there, because there are times where genomic and laboratory data, even within a precision medicine world, may not make sense. There is times where claims data can answer the question that you're trying to achieve. I just need to understand, where are breast cancer patients? Claims data can serve that purpose. So when you're trying to get to the granularity and that precision in that point in time, that's where you need more precise data. So starting with, what is my objective? What is the brand's objective? What is the objective of my campaign? And what am I trying to achieve? That's where you can start to understand what are the types of data that you can layer in. What might be the right data for this given use case, for this given campaign? Where should I not use this type of data for?
Makes sense. Makes sense. As we start thinking about, using the right data for the particular campaigns, what's some advice that you would probably give a marketer who's maybe even thinking, hasn't thought about genomics data or hasn't thought about lab-based data or anything like that, right? Like, what is some advice or maybe even pointers that you can give them?
Absolutely. I think one of the biggest sort of eye-opening lessons that we've learned while we've in our partnership with Docere and as we've scaled up our audience work is the misconception about claims data, that their claims data is this perfect piece or as close to perfect that we can get to. And I think what's important, I wish that I can talk to all marketers about this, that a claim doesn't mean a diagnosis.
Right.
And lack of a claim doesn't mean lack of a diagnosis. The only true way to diagnose a patient is to actually look at the clinical data behind the patient's journey.
Of course, right.
Claims data is a billing instrument, and we have to remember that it's a billing instrument. It plays a very important role for the right use case, but if you need that precision, if you need to know, I need to target diabetics who are actively uncontrolled, you can't do that with claims. It just doesn't exist.
Got it. That's a good segue into, you mentioned kind of working with Docere, we're getting that partnership, and we're happy to have you in our marketplace and being, one of our early partners there. What do you hope to succeed through this relationship with Docere?
Yeah. Ultimately, I mean, Diaceutics is driven on the mission of every patient deserves the opportunity to get on the right drug at the right time. And through partners like Docere, where you're directly in that EMR, you're able to engage with the physician at that point of care. To me, it's about driving that outcome. I think we all work in the healthcare industry because some part of us wants to just help patients and make sure that everyone deserves that opportunity to get the right drug or the right therapy or the right decision. That's what this partnership in the city is.
Perfect. All right. So I have one more question for you, and I'm asking everyone this, and bear with me here. If you could have one superpower to make HCP engagement more impactful tomorrow, what would that be and why?
More data. I mean, at my heart, I'm a data person.
Yeah.
And there's never enough data. We are in a world where, with AI coming out, we're in a vacuum of wanting to suck up as much data as humanly possible.
Right.
And the more data you have, the better insights you're able to give, the better precision, getting to that N of one, where you know what is the best treatment for that individual patient at that exact moment in that patient's care journey. You don't do that with more data.
Yeah. No, I 100% agree. And I think data is going to move the needle forward, right? Well, thank you again for your time, Scott. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm like, thank you for being a partner with Doceree and joining us for Doceree Dialogues.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Gentlemen.
Well, have a great show.
Thank you.
All right.